Hello, and welcome to the premiere stream of Taletraeder Camp for Wayward Adventurers, a D&D 5e actual play show, I guess? We're a show now? Uh, in a tucked-away hub of technology, modernity, and frankly, a removal from the all-too-crunchy elements of fantasy, lies Lake Capitulum. A lake absolutely in the shape of nothing that is noticeable at all whatsoever, and definitely not a skull. On the east side of the lake lies an upscale, clean, and lavish East Camp, home for the summer to young people groomed for greatness. From future spiritual leaders to politicians, from old money to new, East Camp lies gleaming a half hour outside of town. Looking out to the dock from East Camp's new pier across the way, dim firelight and the sound of a soft acoustic guitar is often heard, filled to the brim with misfits and future fuck-ups, lies Taletraeder Camp for Wayward Adventurers, where our story finds itself. With the blue, red, green, and, of course, yellow overflow cabin, Taletraeder is a camp for those who may not be able to afford a traditional camp experience, or who value independence and hands-on learning, or perhaps those whose parents have a vested interest in the land itself. For now, my name is Claire, and I use she, her pronouns. I will be your dungeon counselor for the evening, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to the campers of Yellow Cabin B. If you'd be so kind as to introduce yourself, who you're playing, and your favorite memory from last summer, that'd be swell. To kick us off, Corson.
Hey, what's up? I'm Corson. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Azar Aldark, tonight's bard extraordinaire, a campfire guitarist. And my favorite memory from last summer is Battle of the Bands. We knocked it out of the park.
Absolutely
to use
destroyed.
Sports metaphor as an artist, so.
Amazing. Katie.
Hello, my name is Katie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Lyndon Kennedy. I am a fighter and a druid all at once. She can do it all. She really can. And my favorite memory was probably all of my Sunrise CrossFit classes. I became certified as an instructor. I certified myself. And I think all the classes went really well and no drama ever happened at any of them ever. So everyone is just getting CrossFit with Lyndon.
Absolutely no recollection of the succubus and the CrossFit class whatsoever, certainly.
Who?
Zan.
Hello, I am Zan. I am playing Aoife. I am a vegetarian quasi-pacifist. We're working on it. Goliath fighter. And my favorite memory from last summer is discovering that Counselor Finala had returned safely from her grand adventure, accompanied by some kind of beat-up looking counselors, if I'm being honest.
And last but not least, Allie.
I forgot my own name for a second. Hi everybody, I'm Allie. I play Buddy of God, comma dog, a mountain dwarf cleric of the nature domain. I think favorite memory from last summer was cortados. Anything cortados. Buddy was about them cortados.
Absolutely incredible. The perfect time for Allie to freeze is in a face recognizing how lovely cortados are. My favorite memory
Saw it.
is a conspiracy board that lies tucked above the bed of one Lyndon Kennedy, outlining all of the interpersonal relationships between the counselors at camp. That being said, prepare for a little bit of a lore dump, as it wasn't all fun and games. The Yellow Cabin B, also known as YCB, also managed to sneak into the warded arsenal of magical items beneath the equipment shed, and sneak some items for themselves, including a cursed flail of Fierna, wielded by Lyndon Kennedy. Yes, those Kennedys, for those of you who are wondering. After spending the summer trying to solve a werewolf problem and realizing that the flail was connected to something bigger and much, much badder, Yellow Cabin B's summer came to a head after several confrontations with various members of Fierna's crew as they realized that their beloved camp director, the aforementioned Fenala Falomel, had gone missing. Hundreds of years ago, the gang found out the land of Taletraeder sits on protected land by camp director Fenala Falomel's druid circle, ritually binding the Firbolgs who lived there with the land itself. As a member of the stronghold survived, the land warded powerful fiendish interplanar travelers from crossing the threshold. However, as time passed, Fenala became the last member of her stronghold as Fierna sent devotees to systematically pick off the members off the grounds, weakening the wards and eventually causing some deep, deep trouble. Fenala caught wind of this attempt to unbind her from her land and kill her, and swiftly took off to confront those attempting to work with Fierna. However, she was, of course, overpowered and imprisoned until a ritual could take place. The counselors, played by the players you see here on a delightful mini-campaign, set off to find her just before the end of the summer. Meanwhile, Yellow Cabin B found out that Lyndon's father, Douglas Kennedy, was planning to sell the camp off to Jonathan Oradov in a poorly negotiated business deal. In a surprising revelation, the druid circle Fenala was a part of previously included Lyndon's mother, Astoria Kennedy, explaining how the Kennedy family came to acquire the legal deed for the land that Douglas had attempted and failed to sell off to Lyndon's rival, Sarah Ann Oradov's family. In a mansion basement turned temple, the counselors accidentally outed themselves and nearly died in a brutal battle against Vile Contemporaria, one of Fierna's lead emissaries who was banished back to hell before completing the ritual. She was last seen making a brief appearance at a end-of-summer dance next to one buddy of God, dog. With Fenala back, a Battle of the Bands title, and several island parties under their belt, the Yellow Cabin B campers have beat back the Fierna problem for now, reburying the flail deep beneath the equipment shed, and honestly ignoring any other indication of trouble that they have ever seen, while getting buried themselves in a beautiful book known as the Influencer's Only Guide. But now, it's been a big year for the members of YCB who share a heartfelt goodbye at the end of last summer's closing weekend. Another year older, wiser, and honestly, closer to counselorhood, the Yellow Cabin B campers return as counselors in training and are ready for anything. The time has come to hop back on that sweet, sweet broken down bus and head back to good old Taletraeder. I'm going to open it up to the group here. Are you on the bus? Or how are you getting to camp?
Well, I did get my license this year, which was an exciting bit of info, but I will be riding the bus because I'm really into buses. I'm definitely sitting next to my summer boyf, year-long boyf. We're always boyf. I mean, Mark Araya. He's sitting next to me. We're in the very front of the bus, first seat.
Absolutely incredible. Could you do me a solid and describe to us what Azar looks like after a year of playing with her fam and bopping around?
Azar is a 6'2" red tiefling. Her horns are really large, but they wrap back around her head like this, and she used to always wear her hair in French braids where they would be like wrapped around the horn. Now what she does is kind of, last summer she really wore it wild, and now this year she's doing kind of a hybrid style, finding the balance in the two. So she has it braided and then it's a pigtail, so it does kind of a puff at the bottom. She wears a brightly colored t-shirt and a chainmail tank top, some cargo shorts, and the brightest Nikes you've ever seen in your life.
Absolutely incredible. Next to Azar, I'm going to actually just start off with an insight check from you.
Incredible. Great. My forte. 17.
Mark has been, it's been a good year. You guys have kept in touch. You've made sure that, he's come through a couple of your shows and stuff. Mark, this sort of quintessential boy next door, a little bit of an Adrian Grenier looking young man, half dwarf, half human, full jock, sitting next to you. But you get the sense that there's been something for the last couple of weeks that Mark just hasn't told you.
Okay. I have a pact with myself to not have serious conversations in moving vehicles. So when we get to where we're going, I will ask him about it. But for right now, I think I'm just like playing on my Switch and vibing.
Amazing. Mark sits next to you, cheering you on as you play on the Switch, a hand on your knee, very chaste. Who else is on the bus?
I'm on the bus. I could have driven, but where's the fun in that? And then you have to take care of a car the whole summer and
You
all
already
that,
have a golf
so-
cart.
Yeah, we already have a golf cart, so a car is not needed. How did we acquire the golf cart, you ask? Very legally and very allowed. Yeah, I'm on the bus. I am not in the front of the bus. I'm probably in the back of the bus, and I probably found like the youngest campers around, and I'm like regaling them with like an epic tale of my life over the past year, and all the cool shit I've done with my sister Willow, who is now my mentor. She's like 6 years older than me, and I didn't really think of her as a person until like the end of the summer last year. And, then, a little bonfire happened, and now we're thick as thieves. And she's the one who kind of introduced me to the druidic realm of the Circle of Stars. Turns out the top floor of our house is not just an attic, it's actually a sick-ass, like, observatory. So I've been missing out on that for the past 19 years. Literally never even went up there, never even thought to check. So, yeah, I've been studying the stars way better than studying, like...
Anything else.
History, yeah.
Lyndon,
So
go
yeah.
ahead and toss me a perception check.
Oh, yes. I'm good at that now. 17.
You got on the bus, booked it to the back of the bus, took a seat, started regaling a couple of young campers with the history of the camp, and you notice a young fella, big huge hood over his head. You can't get a look at his face, sitting reading a book, not paying any attention to what you're saying.
I am pointedly at the most exciting parts of my story, or what I consider to be the most exciting parts, like when I jumped over a river for the first time with my jump spell. I'm like staring at this kid like I almost died, but I'm still here.
Give me an insight check as well.
Okay. I'm also a vegetarian now, so that's important to note. That insight is a hot 4.
A hot 4. This kid is completely disinterested in anything you have to say. Just full body language disengaged. He probably hates you. Who's to say?
So irritating. I didn't ask for a new nemesis, but looks like I just got one.
Absolutely incredible. Who else, if anyone, is on the bus?
I'm on the bus. I think that, so 2 of my 5 brothers were fighting last night over who was going to get to drive me to camp. And so I pulled aside my favorite brother, Marivoy, who is very quiet, and asked him if he would help sneak me out so that I didn't have to deal with the 2 of them yelling at each other for the entire drive. So he snuck me out to the bus, we got on, and as far as I know, my brothers are still yelling at each other and haven't noticed I've left.
Absolutely. The only other brother who saw you out was Thad Don Walker, your brother who is up every morning, who very kindly looked the other way as you and Maravoy snuck out of your abode to flag down the bus.
Yes, and I am listening with rapt attention to Lyndon tell her new stories because I'm just blown away by this life development for her.
Amazing. Aoife, why don't you throw me a perception check as well?
Love it. All right. Oh, okay. Okay, that's a 5.
Awesome. There are a handful of people on the bus that you don't recognize. A lot of returned campers, but there are definitely, a handful of new people. And, you came a little late last summer, so it's possible that these are just people you haven't met, but it's also possible they're new. It's tough to get a read. Buddy.
I'm gonna know if they're new right off the bat. So Buddy's on the bus because Buddy can't drive. For sure. But I will say that this new summer, very promising for Buddy's big goals of making sure everybody's converted to the wonderful religion that is God, dog. I'd say Buddy is definitely looking like a modernized 90s boy band getup and is like walking down the bus rows. Definitely like suave, way more suave than last summer. And it's just like, hi, I'm Buddy. It's nice to meet you. How are you feeling today? And it's going to every single person on the bus.
Buddy, hit me with that sweet, sweet persuasion check.
That sweet, sweet persuasion check I suck at. Nat 20! Summer's here, bitches! Excuse me.
Just remind the gang, obviously there's a little face next to you, but just for the sake of remembrance, describe to us again what Buddy looks like.
Buddy is short and loved, with his little incisors kind of sticking out, a little bit on the brown, hairy side of life.
What's Buddy's beard looking like as he's like coming through with that nat 20 persuasion check?
It's a new summer. Buddy is looking just trimmed, a nice kind of like shadow thing going on. Maybe it'll grow out a bit more, but like Buddy's ready to take on these new roles and is excited to empower people into this wonderful religion. So you got to walk and look the part.
Absolutely incredible. Buddy, as you're hitting up the rows of young people, shaking hands and
youths,
kissing babies, per se, you come across a young man who is also kind of staring intently at a book, not really looking up as you pass by. You see a hood kind of move and head back down, shoulders shrugged. Lyndon is in the back of the bus, proselytizing herself. And you're able to kind of wander through and notice that not everyone is paying as much attention. Azar's in the front of the bus, fully just living her best life on her Switch.
Always happy to see everybody and new faces. Hello. And just walk away.
Absolutely incredible. You take the bus. It's a far less eventful bus ride than you're used to. Hermer Karma, the very large dragonborn bus driver, stern as ever, is there sitting, watching in the rearview mirror as each of you kind of recounts your stories, flexing on these youths with your counselor in training energy that you have going on. And slowly but surely you arrive at camp in the tiny, tiny parking lot after the, albeit falling apart, Taletraeder camp for wayward adventurers wooden sign. The bus parks with a loud ka-chunk, and Hermer turns it off and hops right out herself and heads straight to the mess hall with a cursory mumbling of, have a good summer, thanks, and heads off.
I definitely say as they're rushing to the mess hall, and you too!
Buddy, hit me with a religion check, please.
I am so religious with a 17.
Buddy, you've spent a year trying to re-engage with your god. You got yourself in some hot water, and you've been trying to buy your way back out. You're in a pretty good place. The summer served you well in some ways, but you know that you didn't do everything you were supposed to do. You didn't even get one new follower, let alone the bunch that you were supposed to come back with. As you kind of reach up to say that and reach up to say goodbye to Hermer, you put that hand on your amulet and it feels warm again for the first time since you left camp last summer.
Yes. Yes. The good vibes are starting, my friends. And I literally say that out loud.
Yeah, as you all hop off the bus, you do run into one another. Mark is, of course, there as well, along with Lyndon. As you hop out the back of the bus, you feel just like a strong arm catch behind you as Roran, in so much metal, just so much metal. Roran, the young metalwork artist, barbarian type, who does your CrossFit classes and yoga classes occasionally with you,
And
comes up
sometimes a
behind you.
gentle stretch. Sometimes that's all you need.
Sometimes you gotta co-stretch. Yeah, and Roran comes up behind you and throws an arm over your shoulder. And you can tell he's had a little bit of a growth spurt.
Oh my god. Good job. That's so exciting because he was really tall anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
He's like a solid 6'4" now.
I respect that so hard. I was actually trying to get taller this year. It didn't work, but Roran, I'm so glad that this journey for you has like been
Yeah.
fruitful. And I'm still wearing the necklaces we made last summer.
Oh my
And I
God.
hold up my little wolf necklace.
He holds up his little necklace and it's like, it's really awesome. I had to think really hard about growing, but it worked.
It worked.
It worked. Brock's not really happy about it though. You see Brock, his boyfriend from last summer, hopping off the bus. Brock is a halfling who is very stern and doesn't speak too often. But Brock kind of looks with a little bit of a side eye at his very, very tall boyfriend after not having seen him for most of the school year.
Oh my god, you guys. It's so good to be back. I've changed so much.
Good to be back.
It's so good to be back.
Oh,
I'm like almost crying, and then I'm like, wait, I gotta show you this. And then I like reach down and I get a little like piece of grass off of the dirt ground, and then I make it stand up in my hand with Druidcraft. I'm not touching it at all with my other one. It's
Azar,
just
so
like-
I do a flip. I'm so shocked.
Go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me.
As it happened.
Go ahead and make that with advantage. Mark is so used to spotting you now. Lyndon, as this flower grows...
222s.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you fully do a flip. You guys see Azar hasn't changed, honestly, a bit, as she does a full flip out of excitement, just to remind everyone that she can. Roran is, like, staring so intently at this flower. The backflip that would normally thrill him as a feat of athleticism, he just stares at you, Lyndon, with, like, this rapt glimmer in his eye and is like, I thought you weren't magic.
Yeah, everyone thought that. Everyone thought that. And you know what? They were freaking wrong. This is all me. This is all from the stars. I'm gonna do a star chart reading for you later, and then you'll see, like, it'll unlock your biggest potential. And I'm just so excited to help you with this, Roran. And then I give him a hug. Lyndon's gotten very affectionate over.
He like gives you a full like bro hug back, just like big strong arms. You can tell he's like definitely been keeping up with the workouts. I also think like occasionally you definitely had like Zoom workouts with Roran over distance. Yeah. He is from quite a ways away and makes a big trip to get to camp because they honestly pay for all of his metalwork resources. And you follow him on the socials and have seen his work has been improving. He kind of stares and is like, I spent some time this summer in town.
Oh my god, yeah, did you have that apprenticeship?
Yeah, had an internship. Like, wasn't really paid,
sorry.
Which is inherently bad, but I learned a lot and he paid for my materials. So I'm gonna learn how to make swords now.
Oh my god.
They keep saying I have to start with knives, but I'm like, what if it was a really big knife?
That's all a sword is, right? I've said that for years. It's just a really big and much cooler knife. And if you ever need a tester, you know where I live.
Oh, dude, there was this girl, and she was like, can I get a really big knife? And I was like, yeah. And do you know what she did with it?
What?
Her eyeliner.
What?
Yeah.
What?
She, like, held it up and did her eyeliner with the knife. It was honestly
That
cool as
seems
hell.
a little risky, but this is coming from the girl who tried to give herself her own piercings last summer, so I can't judge too much.
Got a steady hand if you need that. Hey, look, I'm gonna go catch up with Brock. We want to make sure that we get, same cabin, same bunk. So we're gonna deal with that. Mark, you coming? And Mark is like, oh, yeah, it's really good to see you guys. I missed you. And he, like, starts to run after them as they start to head away.
Oh my god, bye. Bye, bros.
They all, like, wave as they start running off. You see, as they go, each of them, like, out of a back pocket, a bag, like, are pulling out their really gross green bandanas and, like, tying them in various places around themselves as they're all, like, clapping backs and headed off.
I think I'm kind of, like, surprised that Mark would just, like, go, but, like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Totally normal.
I'll see him later.
Totally good.
It's fine.
Lyndon, give me a perception check.
14.
Cool. Yeah, you guys see some other folks hanging around, lots of people. Unless you all, like, head in a direction, is anybody headed off immediately?
I want to see if my conspiracy board is still on the ceiling where I left it, because I did not take it down.
Yeah, are we staying in our old haunt?
You don't know.
I'll be really sad.
What?
If we don't get our trash
Oh, no.
I do feel like Buddy would just, like, walk to the cabin. Like, no doubts, would just walk to the cabin.
Yeah. I just to say to our fellow streamers, I removed the overlay so that it's not covering up all of your faces while Zan hops back on.
Saved.
Amazing. Yeah, you guys head off to Yellow Cabin B. You get there, you head off in that direction. About halfway there, Buddy, you are fully, go ahead and make me a strength saving throw.
Ooh. Hitting me with the tough stuff. All right, let's see. That is a 9.
Amazing. On a full fumble, you get, rather than picked up, because they rolled a 8, which is very difficult for them to do, you see a 6'6", super thick, super buff, shaved head with just a top knot of hair covered in, like, tattoos, one Penio Deathcaller colloquii. They are just full run-up scoop, try to scoop you, and kind of, like, do a stumble and kind of leave you on the ground. It's clear that they weren't expecting this sort of, like, new charismatic Buddy who confidently holds his own, and they kind of were ready to just scoop you with one arm and stumbled a little bit. As you hear just, like, you guys! As they just grab you and throw you over a shoulder. Behind them, you see a small gnomish girl, hair in many messy sort of space bun vibes with different sort of, honestly, health products shoved into them, a fanny pack around her, and a deeply tie-dyed Taletraeder camp t-shirt is Nicolora. Nicolora being Penio's partner. She is sort of rushing after them, going, wait, you can't just...
When Penio fumbles with Buddy, can I try and tackle them?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Or, like, trying to do a dog pile. Can we...
Oh, yeah. And
I think I scream out, actually. I think I scream out, dog pile!
Into the fray.
A solid... Is this athletics or...
Yeah,
just
athletics. Go ahead and do athletics.
15.
You see, so Penio with a 25... is like
I just hang on.
Is like yeah, and like fully also picks you, a very tall person as well, up and like leans over and fully with Buddy in one arm, you in the other, just leans onto Lyndon until she like buckles a little.
Like,
And
hello?
everyone falls to the ground in
Hello?
this sort of chaotic energy.
I wasn't paying attention because I had my crystal out in my little notes app, and I was like checking off like Penio and Nicolora are still together. Don't have to change that part of the string map.
Yeah, you see Penio with a full sort of like their shirt is cut into one of these like deep muscle tank top Taletraeder shirts with the yellow bandana tied around their arm because it won't fit around their head. It's so big.
I need me one of those.
And yeah, you catch a glimpse of that anvil tattoo that's on their back. Seems like not much has changed with them. If anybody would like to make an insight check, obviously as we go at any point on any one, if you're like, yeah, I want to make an insight check, or I want to find these people, or what have you.
Insight check this.
I'll always make an insight check.
I am so insightful.
Oh my god, 18.
Oh, it's only a 9.
I got a 12.
Yeah, Lyndon, I mean,
12.
you're on the conspiracy board train, and you suss pretty quickly. It seems like Penio and Nicolora have spent a lot of time together still. It seems like they are happy. There might be a little bit of tension just in that, like, first day back at camp, lots of squirrely energy. Penio's always late to everything. Like, obviously they were supposed to meet the counselors in training somewhere as they chased you all down. And yeah, you see Penio sort of, like, leading you all. He's like, oh man, we're so excited to have you. This is going to be great. We are, recruitment is down a little bit, given, the sort of, like, I don't know, chaos and general vibes against, like, honestly, just, like, East Camp is really cool and people keep going there, which is, like, really dumb if you ask me, but I guess it doesn't super matter, but anyway, so here's the deal. There isn't really room in the orange cabins for more counselors, so,
we will stay here.
Can we stay in Yellow Cabin B?
That is
I was
okay.
just wondering.
Penio kind of smiles a little bit and is like, oh, thank God, okay. Whew, okay, good. Yeah, Campbell was like, tell them they need to stay there, and I was like, okay, but they might not want to do that, and anyway, it doesn't matter. She was like, tell them they need to stay there. I'm so glad you want to stay there. Yeah, for sure. Yes, Azar.
I was just wondering if maybe we could get like a mini fridge or a cold brew set up, like.
Is the paint still chipping off and looking disgusting?
Did you take my string down?
With a 5 deception check, Penio kind of, like, has that pause, and you hear Nicolora go, and Penio just goes, love the energy. This is great. I am not sure what the, like, cleanup situation has been necessarily, but I think, if you, I'll look into, I'll try to find a, we can get you some snacks. I don't know how well they're gonna necessarily keep.
We could do like a lukewarm brew. That would be okay.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I wanted to mention, you probably found it already, but we did fix the foundation of that building.
Yes, we did.
I have not, and they kind of look around and lean into you guys and go, I did not do the cleanup duty that I was supposed to do at the end of the season last year.
Good.
So
We're okay with that.
I really hope you guys didn't leave any trash.
Penio,
I also
you
left
didn't.
my harp in there, so I hope no one took that.
That's trash.
You didn't see the foundation though. You didn't see the work we did.
I mean, that's great if you guys fix it. I mean, do you want to show me? I'm happy to check it out.
Probably for awkwardness's sake, probably you should look at it by yourself. But
Oh, okay, cool. I'll be right back. And you see Penio fully run to close the distance to Yellow Cabin B. It is fully unlocked. They just open the door and, like, not duck through, but, like, duck through and head in. Finagle their way through and head in. And go ahead and make me a perception check, Azar.
Some classic summer camp shenanigans going on.
solid 15. Robust 15.
For the chat, go ahead and remind us what you left in the foundation.
We left handprints and our initials, and then also I wrote a little scratched note that said, "Good job, Penio." because they were insecure about how good a job they were doing over the summer. So I
Uh,
left a little note.
you hear Penio go, Nick! It is vandalism, but it's good vandalism. And Nicolora just like kind of looks at you guys and goes, thanks. And they come bounding out and give you a big hug and are like, I'm so glad you guys are back. This is going to be really cool. I really hope there is only one buddy this year. That was wild. One buddy, one Kennedy, one... Oh, wait. Did you guys get your assignments yet?
Diamonds?
For your, like, campers?
No.
No. I pretty much met everyone on the bus, though, so...
Cool. Yeah, they kind of look around at the nothing they've brought with them and go, right. So I'm still your counselor this year. Congratulations, we get to spend another... I got a new phone. The sound on it, so loud. So loud.
What's the
Oh my
ringtone?
God, so now you'll answer
Oh,
us
it's just
when
like a
I
really
need help.
loud, like a clang that sounds like when you hit a hammer on an anvil.
But if you're
That should work.
hammering at the time, won't that be confusing?
Aoife, how often do you think I actually...
I don't know your life.
You know what?
I
That's really
remember-
fair.
Once every other week, probably.
I would have thought often.
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
Guys, like, Roran taught me how to do some stuff, but, like, I'm not a huge, like, I don't do, like, the anvil situation in my life is more of, like, a tie to Moradin and my relationship with him and kind of my relationship with Nick in a different way. You know what? This doesn't matter. We don't need to get into it. Anyway, more importantly, I hear that sound because it, like, it's, you know, it's like the what's the dog? There's a dog, and you respond. Anyway.
Pavlov.
That guy. Let's say I'm gonna be more responsive. New summer resolution for you,
Like
I love that.
Oh.
a dog?
buddy.
Don't worry about it, buddy. It's really fine.
What?
I'll explain later.
Who's
Penio, you
Pavlov?
see Penio like lights up as Buddy's like a dog, and Penio's like yeah, and then immediately as Azar's like no, it's like never mind. Penio kind of bounds off and is like, you guys settle in. I'll come back through, or actually, let's meet in an hour or so. We'll go through kind of like counselor and training stuff, getting you situated. There's like a welcome for like all the campers. You guys know the deal. Welcome for all the campers this afternoon after lunch. Everybody like is slowly getting here. There's like a couple busloads more to come. Less than usual. Anyway, but couple busloads more. The counselors, not everybody's here yet, so they're all kind of showing up. Obviously, I'm not last because getting better. And you see Nick in the background just like, we came together.
I think I just like wink at Nick.
Yeah, Nicolora, the medic of the camp, kind of smiles at you and is like, yeah, just taking care of people. She is wearing a blue bandana, indicating that yet again she is the blue cabin counselor this summer. And sort of bounds off with Penio. They like scoop her up and toss her on their shoulder and bound off towards the medic tent, presumably to set up for the summer. You guys have about an hour before your like meeting with Penio, maybe a couple hours before the welcome speech.
Buddy definitely turns to Lyndon and asks in a very genuine tone of voice, is fixing a foundation always called good vandalism?
Well, I've never really heard of anyone doing that before for free, but I would think, yeah. Because vandalism is like you're doing something to public property. So, like, you can do good things.
Is
You
it
can also do bad things.
free? Is vandalism free?
Vandalism is always free for the person doing it. Yeah.
Is
It's a
fixing a
free
foundation
activity.
always free?
Usually, probably not, but since we're all magical here, for us,
Not of approval from
no.
Buddy.
Poor Aoife.
Lyndon fully thinks Aoife is magic. by the way. Lyndon just, like, assumes that must be true because it's true for everyone else in her immediate life.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah, you all head into Yellow Cabin B. It is dusty. There is a distinct smell of, the laundry didn't get done.
Neglect.
There are still 3 sets of bunk beds and several sort of little dressers and stuff still half open. There's kind of like I think that you guys would have taken like all your clothes and books and stuff, but like any sort of like little residual stuff, the trash never got taken out to the dumpsters, like behind the parking lot. Like there is a distinct kind of
Musk.
stench, musk that is kind of in the space. It's still camp though. It's still Yellow Cabin B. The paint is chipping. It is absolutely the most run down cabin on the grounds.
Just how I like it.
I'll take it.
I
Is
think
my harp still here?
Go ahead and make me an investigate check.
I did not feel like bringing it with me.
after all the trouble you took to get it, like...
That's going to be, I rolled a 4, which means it's a 3 for investigation.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah, this place is a pigsty. Your pieces of your conspiracy board have started to fall down, and so things are just, honestly, it's just askew. You can't even tell in the piles of sheets and the leftover, and honestly, the pile of clothes that you're not 100% sure it wasn't just moving, could be anything.
I want to kick the clothes pile.
Go ahead and make me an attack roll on the clothes pile.
All right.
Shout out to the chat. This is a dorm that it absolutely does not have Axe body spray musk, but does
It might have
a,
like Love's Baby Soft or
Sounds
something.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
in Buddy's future, though.
Oh god,
That's a
nobody
good
let Buddy
idea.
know about Axe. Buddy, do not talk to Green Cabin. That one
Buddy's
smells
like-
like Axe body spray.
Ugh. Buddy's like rolling around on the bed, just like taking it all in.
Yeah,
it's
for
gross,
sure, for
yes,
sure.
but it's necessary.
Lyndon, what was your attack on the clothes?
14.
Great. You nail this clothes pile, and as Aoife is kind of bringing up the rear, entering the cabin, you just see this like full raccoon with like very humanoid sparks in its eyes, like pop out, look at you, chitter, and just like bolt out of the cabin.
I wasn't trying to hurt it.
Whoa, wait, I want to chase that. I want to chase that creature.
All right.
I want to chase it.
Okay.
I'm off.
You guys see Buddy turn and start full loping after this raccoon. Buddy, are you trying to catch up, or are you trying to what's the goal here? Or are you doing anything special to try to catch this raccoon?
Not doing anything special per se. I would say I'm running after it in an attempt to speak with it, with my nature clericiness, to see if it knows anything about our dear home when we were away.
Amazing. You're gonna follow him. He's running pretty quickly, and you end up sort of heading, the raccoon, as you catch up with him, ends up kind of on, you know that you're gonna have to run into the woods.
Right. Always there for that. I'm gonna get to the woods, and I'm going to have like the wherewithal to know I just left my friends behind, and I'm gonna start walking back so slowly.
And that's called growth.
Yes, we made it.
Yeah, Buddy, you kind of stop and you see, go ahead and make me a charisma check with disadvantage.
It was already a disadvantage.
You have a musk, my guy.
Oh. I rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, you see as this like raccoon like chitters his way into the woods, he turns around like 20 or 30 feet into the woods as you kind of like stop at the edge.
Yeah.
And like you see him like peep you and like sniff the air and then run off.
Rude. Okay, so before I'm like jogging, because I said I'd do it slowly, but let's be real. So I'm jogging back to the cabin, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that was mean and rude. But right before I get in, I just kind of give that good old like. I go in.
Amazing. Buddy gets back from chasing a raccoon out of Yellow Cabin B.
I'm going to try to deal with the smell situation. So I'm going to start digging around my little, like, I had aspirations of, like, starting an herb garden here, but I think that this is more drastic. So I'm thinking, like, rosemary and mint. So I feel like the best way to do this is to, like, lightly burn them in a little bottle and, like, wave it around the room to try to, like,
Absolutely.
make it not
Absolutely.
smell so terrible.
I think I'm running around as Aoife is doing this and like putting stuff in trash bags like you do when there's lice and like just tying them up and putting them in the corner and being like, we'll deal with that later, and opening all the windows.
Still looking for my harp.
Eventually, yeah, as Azar sort of finishes with like the last batch of stuff that is not salvageable, it just like underneath several things, half under a bed, sticks the base of your harp.
Oof.
Wow.
Why would you put that under there?
That's
That
an
sounds even
expensive
worse.
instrument.
No, that's just so solid. I don't know.
Aoife, make me an insight check.
Got it. That is a 2.
You have a twang of guilt about the harp, but can't place why. A twang, get it? A twang of guilt
Twang.
about the harp.
I love twanging on my harp.
Ooh, we are off to a great start, team.
Honestly, incredible. I think once I finish with all the windows opening and lice bagging, I'm gonna take the trash bag that has remained here from last summer. Thank you, Penny-O. And run with it to go take it out and then go to the mess hall.
Great. Anything else before we sort of fast forward to our early lunch?
Does anything in the cabin look weird?
Go ahead and make me like a perception or investigate.
I would rather perceive.
I had a feeling.
With a 15.
Yeah, with a 15, you can tell, like, at best, you guys left this place in shambles because it was, like, parents' weekend and the last weekend, and there was a dance, and there was, chaos of glowing things and changing lands and all of this stuff. You're not 100% sure. You get the vibe, like, an animal has been living in there. Like, that is real. Like, you're not 100% sure, though, with a 15 on how that animal got in.
Well, if it's that rude raccoon, I'm gonna find out.
Probably from me leaving the windows open as I exit the building and abandon it.
There it goes. I know Buddy's ready to head to the mess hall, and we'll go with Azar, because we want the granolas and the cortados and the deliciousness. But I do think that as Buddy is walking, or however we decide to go to the mess hall with Azar, would definitely start to inquire about this connection between foundations and vandalism, and would then suggest that we also vandalize other areas of the camp just to check.
What areas were you thinking, buddy?
Like the other cabins.
Oh.
If it's free, I'm sure there's plenty of vandalism everywhere, right? Like, I think it'd be cool to see what other vandalism looks like. Maybe we can do it ourselves, right? Like, our cabin needed vandalism. So
Our cabin did need vandalism. I think because of the priorities of camp right now, and given that we're in the overflow housing, I think the other cabins probably need vandalism less. But we can keep an eye on it and keep it in mind as a potential, like, option.
As Buddy asks these questions about vandalism, you see kind of peeling off as you're passing by some other cabins, a beautiful tiefling young woman shoulder-length dark hair, yellow eyes, red tiefling. This is Zayla Devotion. She has a red bandana tied around her thigh, all black clothes. And you just hear her kind of come up and right next to you, buddy, before you even know she's there. It's just like, you say vandalism?
Why is this a theme in my life? Yeah, yes. I will turn, and again, not even recognizing who it is, but I'll be like, yes. And, hey, Buddy doesn't think there's anything wrong with vandalism. I say it's A-okay, so this is said with the utmost confidence.
Zayla goes, sick, yeah, let me know where. Good to see you guys. And she just kind of turns and starts to walk towards the red cabins.
I'm gonna, nudge Azar, be like, Zayla will vandalize with us!
Great. That is so good.
Buddy, make me an insight check.
Come on. I want this. Ugh, a 12.
Azar, make me a deception check.
Interesting. Yes. Deception. Nat 20.
Buddy, Azar is freaking psyched to vandalize. Very pro vandalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, you guys, is anybody else going to the mess hall?
Yeah, I'm gonna catch up with them. I'm like a few steps behind probably because I did pull the harp out from under the bed. I probably won't play it all summer, but it's at least upright now, so I can pretend to play it sometimes.
Good to have it out,
Exactly.
Just
It's
in
good to
Play an
case.
instrument that's out more than you would play one that's stored away.
Yeah, in case the band needs to get back together
You never know.
in a pinch. So
I'm gonna pretend like I'm going. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm coming with you, and then actually stay behind and tidy up a little bit because I'm repulsed.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah, anybody who would like to make a perception check can perceive if you notice whether or not Aoife is tagging along, bringing up the rear.
I definitely don't notice, and for the record,
Yeah.
I definitely think, I'm not even going to roll the check, but I definitely think that my cleaning job was good enough. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean,
It definitely wasn't. Yeah, for sure.
I'm
for
just
sure.
not rolling
Of
the
course.
check.
Yeah, you guys
Of
were not
course.
paying attention at all. You head to the mess hall. You're like, yeah, we travel as a pack all the time. We're going. Aoife, you stay behind at Yellow Cabin B. Go ahead and make me a perception check because you're hanging out there.
All right, we got a 16.
I'm gonna let you make it with advantage because you're spending a lot of time there. 16 is good, but I just want to see what happens.
See, not better. than a
Cool.
16.
Yeah, with the 16, you do get the sense you spend a lot of time tidying up and stuff. There is some stuff tucked in weird places. There was an animal that was living in here. There was it's just it's gross, but as you're cleaning more and more stuff, you're like, I don't know, there is something a little...
In the sense that I think it's been inhabited by something other than the animal, or in the sense that someone came through looking for something.
It's hard to tell.
Okay.
Because you've all kind of been going through stuff already, cleaning up and things like that. It's hard to piece together what the pieces are. What a beautiful way to phrase that. Yes. Yeah, awesome. Is there anything else that you want to do as you burn your herbs?
I'll go ahead and whatever I haven't had to use to descent the place, I'll go ahead and I'll try and scope out a spot somewhere near the cabin to plant some herbs.
I think just behind Yellow Cabin B, sort of as we have A, B, and C kind of around this ancillary fire pit, I think just behind B is a place that you notice there's a little bit of a distance before you hit the woods, not a lot of traffic, definitely a space where your fellow compatriots definitely told you about that they did have to deal with a goblin problem at one point coming from the woods in that direction. So it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have a little something there that is maybe communal or is maybe that energy of this could be a nice garden.
Nice. All right. Yeah, I think I'll take my gold pipe cleaners from last prom and just do a very, very basic little like marking it off. I'm not gonna get any further than that today, but just to
Totally. You
Okay.
start making a little garden for yourself, absolutely. We will cut over to the mess hall. It is, 11, 12. It is right around early lunchish time. You all know that you're headed over here. You're familiar. It's like a big metal warehousey building filled to the brim with tables, a sort of open section of like this sort of counter where behind it is a halfling woman with her hair all bundled up on top of her head in a big, huge bun, tied back with several different sort of pieces of cloth. Behind her floats a little banjo as she uses a ton of magic around her to wave different ladles and spoons and all of these things. Moving around behind her is a very, very, very stern-looking man in a little chef jacket, you know only as Chef. Halil Yuri, the former bard and current tendress of the mess hall, is before you doing what she does best, cooking up everything that you could possibly imagine. The mess hall is already bustling. Like, you hear, everybody's here kind of meeting up with each other. You're hearing lots of laughter, hugs, whispers of what people have been up to, who saw who over the year, and what happened where. And yeah, you arrive.
Was there always a banjo?
Sometimes there was a banjo. There was not always a banjo, but sometimes on special occasions, she will play the banjo while she cooks.
But he
Special
makes the
occasions.
same worry in camp.
Like the first day of camp.
Like the first day of camp.
Oh.
Like the first meal she's cooked for a group of people in a while.
I think I run over like to the counter. Like I'm gonna do that thing where you like launch off and sit on the counter. You know, like where you twist around and.
Oh yeah.
But then as I'm like putting my
Respect.
hands down, I like think twice about sitting on a food surface and like wiggle back off.
Yeah, you see, like, no
Thoughtful.
perception check needed. You see Chef's shoulders just tense as you think that thought.
Honestly, you're always 2 steps ahead of me. And then
He
I
just, like,
say,
nods.
can I get the usual?
Yeah, she kind of looks and goes, "Oh, my dear, yes, of course," and dishes up just a huge steak, along with eggs and what else does Azar get?
Spinach.
Spinach coffee drink.
Classic.
Spinach, just loose spinach that's dry as a bone, and some scrambled eggs and a big rare porterhouse.
It's important to note that you can get any food you want here, pretty much, and dry spinach.
And this is
the
the
jam.
food that I want. Is there something issue with this food, Lyndon?
I just wanted to point it out. I really respect the spinach as an option because, as you might have heard, I'm a vegetarian now, and then I go into
Your
20-minute speech about being a vegetarian while I eat a muesli bowl.
As you're giving this speech, Halil just slides a cortado across the counter towards you. She goes,
I
"You're
love it
not a
when they
vegan
know.
now, are you?"
No, not yet.
Good to know.
Perhaps one day, but
Baby steps.
yeah, baby steps. It's the way of sticking it to the man, as Azar's dad told me last year. So
I go even redder if it's possible. I'm incredibly embarrassed.
If you all are looking around, you can feel free to make perception checks for, like, key figures who might be here. If you're like, "Now we're headed to the Yellow Cabin B table, that's where we live," totally fine.
I'm definitely looking to see where Mark is.
I'm just looking in general. And also
19.
pondering at the same time whether Lyndon's harp would sound good with that banjo.
would sound great. I want a 2-pronged search. I want to see if Finn is here, and I want to see if my enemy from the bust is here.
Aw, Finn. I got a 16.
Buddy, you think a harp and a banjo could be great together? Yes. I'm gonna come back to your check once we
Oh,
solidify.
okay.
Oh man.
Ooh!
Linda, I'm just gonna like do a little who's who in this mess hall for you all. Most importantly, there is a small group of counselors who are starting to have a little jam in the back corner at the counselor table. Finn is not here. Finn is notably not here. It sounds like sounds like the sort of last of the counselors are trickling in. You see Zayla has made her way here, kind of slipped in behind all of you. Nicolora and Penio are here, both eating pretty hearty breakfasts. Penio with like more of a potato-based situation, and Nicolora with a very like dense veggie breakfast sandwich. You see a very sleepy-looking elven man. His hair in just a bun on the back of his head, loose and kind of tendrils falling down. He's in a, don't look like that. You know I'm gonna say duster. He's in a duster. He's in a duster.
Bathrobe.
He's in a bathrobe.
He's in a duster, and his, this is what you do, you all do this to me, he is in a duster, and
Is it his formal duster? Or is it
formal
his
bathrobe?
Casual,
duster?
his brunch duster.
This is his first day of camp duster, thank you very much.
Oh.
With that nat 20, Lyndon, it's a new fucking duster, okay? You got me. He bought a new duster. With that nat 20, he bought a new
share
duster
that.
for camp.
Is it made of terry
share
cloth?
that with the group.
Ooh,
It is
yeah,
a-
Quag's got a new duster.
I think that's a good time for me to come in. And I'm like,
Aoife walks in just as Lyndon goes up. You see Quagmire, also known as Quag, Miral Eiberos, elven names are very difficult. Quag, kind of jolts awake a little. He had been yawning. You'd seen the mage hand that was holding his coffee cup up, like, start to dip a little bit as he was, like, falling asleep, and he, like, brings it up. His, you see Hoot, his familiar owl, fly through with a little, like, Italian stovetop coffee cup to pour into his little coffee maker, and he's, like, holding this, and sits up and kind of looks down at himself, no spills, no nothing, and, like, breathes a sigh of relief, and then you see the flicker of, honestly, despair as he, like, looks at all of you looking at him and just goes, "I'll come back."
I raised my cortado mug to him like I'm Leonardo DiCaprio in The Great Gatsby.
He just kind of nods curtly. Next to him, you see another tiefling man. Shout out to Not Another D&D podcast. Another tiefling man, Keanu Reeves style hair, red skin. Just fully punch him hard in the shoulder and go, "Dude, what? You bought this for this?" And he just goes, there was a, shut up. As the
I
two
like
kind
it,
of
Quag.
laugh.
I like it.
I didn't make a value judgment on it. I just made an observation. I'm very perceptive now.
I will
very
say it's an extreme
stylish.
upgrade.
Yeah. it's an
Quag sort of
upgrade.
sits up, Lyndon, and like rights himself as you say that, and is like, "You're perceptive now."
Yeah, and then I want to cast Gust at him.
His hair flies back. He makes like a 16 con save, so he doesn't like fly backwards or anything crazy, but whoosh, his hair, he wakes up a little bit, his eyes open a little bit. Honestly, the widest you've seen Quag's eyes ever. Like a little jolt. He goes, "You are magic now."
I just give a little wink. Turn back to my friends.
Make an insight check.
Can I, at the same time as the wink, message the sound of a bell dinging into Quag's head?
I kid you not, I got another nat 20.
Holy shit. You watch the intellectual journey that Quag goes on, being extremely, like, annoyed, and then extremely excited that you are magic now, and then extremely judgy that the magic is not arcane. Like, you with a nat 20 can tell that he's like, "Oh, this is so cool, she's doing magic, wait, that spell, I'm not 100% sure, wait," he, like, makes the intellectual leaps of, like, he knows your dad, like, he knows your wizard dad, and has that moment of, like, fuck, never mind, this is less interesting now. as he like kind of disengages with the situation.
Pish posh. That's what I'd say to that. That's
Do a lot of
Douglas
sitting.
Kennedy saying, if there ever was one.
Do you do a lot of sitting in the woods, Lyndon?
More like kind of in clearings, not so much the woods. But we had to go through the woods to get to the clearings. And I kind of did a lot of climbing trees,
All right,
too.
that's cool. Let me know if you need any books. Mav
Okay,
kind of punches him in the arm and is like, dude, seriously?
I probably won't, but thank you for your offer. Very gracious of you.
Mavericks kind of puts Quag in a full headlock and is like, don't let this guy get you. He's just, fuck him. He's just mad that some of us are charming enough to get magic in our own way.
That's right. I got it from being so charming. That's correct. And I put on my sunglasses inside. I look wasted, by the way. I'm not, but I'm like wearing sunglasses inside and like, I'm like hopped up. This is me on like adrenaline because I'm back.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah, some other counselors, some familiar faces that are here. As I said, Penio, Nicolora, Zayla, Quag, Mav. You also see Glint, the Air Genasi craft table counselor, is back. No Finn. You see Panic. Panic, the blue tiefling worship center counselor. They're there. You do see Lyndon. You do see your nemesis. Your new nemesis.
My new nemesis.
And with a nat 20, Lyndon, you really get a good look at him. And as this hood kind of moves a little bit, as you come in and you start yelling across the calf about stuff, you see this little head poke up, and you see a crop of red hair stick out from behind a book.
It's a relative I don't know about.
This is your brother, Forrest.
What?
Oh, I was kind of hoping it was stunned double Finn. That works.
This is fully your own brother. And for those of you who think I was unfair in that reveal, I'm going to introduce you to Lyndon Kennedy, and it was a very fair reveal.
Yeah, that's true. You didn't see him for a whole year. Maybe he went through puberty or something.
I didn't know I didn't see him for a whole year. Time flies.
I mean, it's, you can make up your own mind about whether or not you saw the rest of your family during the course of the year. Your brother kind of snuck onto the bus, not really wanting to engage with you about the fact that he has been forced to attend camp this year. As you sort of see him, you have a distant memory of somebody saying something while you were doing something else. About this, you were like making a new TikTok video, and your mom like poked her head in and was like, "Oh, my child, like please no, please take care of him." And you have like this distant memory of like you have a chore or something that you were supposed to do before you left. Didn't do it.
I'm gonna walk over there. I'm gonna be like, hey.
Oh, hey.
What's up? How did you get here? We were on the same bus.
Yeah, it was on
I
the
didn't
bus.
see you. Did we go to the bus together? Because I really don't remember that.
No.
How'd you get there?
I got on the bus from Mickey's house.
Oh. That explains it. I was like mid-speech by then. How are you doing, brother?
You don't have to pretend to, we don't have to do this, Lyndon.
Well, to be completely honest, I declared you my nemesis back there, so I'm just over here to undeclare it.
Fascinating.
Because that seems kind of unfair of me. What cabin are you in?
You see he kind of like ducks over to his little like messenger bag. There's like a bunch of papers and stuff in it. Your brother, is a burgeoning young wizard. digging through his bag and pulls out a very crisp yellow bandana.
Oh my God, we're
I don't know.
neighbors.
They said it was like,
Neighbors.
I kind of feel like this is the bad one. Is it the bad one?
It's like the funnest one. Honestly, like you wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Like maybe I would say that like another version of me would want to be in the green cabin, because those are all my bros in there. But yellow is perfect for you. It is the best place. We're right by the forest. Views for days. You know what? I have to introduce you. To Mr. Quagmire over there. You might have heard me yelling about his duster. I have to introduce you.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check first as you're telling your brother about how great Yellow Cabin is.
All right.
With the view of the woods in this camp in the woods.
Views for days. There's my natural one.
Oof. Your brother is, you would not define your brother as a cool teen, but like, he is a teen. So he kind of looks up at you and like drops this hood and is like, so it is the lame one. Okay, cool. Who's this person?
No, it's the most badass one. You are gonna fight so many things.
What?
Like, it's so cool. We had to like banish some goblins last year on our first day. It was so fun.
Go ahead and make an insight check on your brother.
Okay. 15.
He is suddenly quite nervous.
Oh, he doesn't want to fight. You can just text me if there's ever a fight, and I'll show you the ropes.
Yeah.
And I give a couple
in
the air.
I've been working with Dad this year, but father. What am I doing? I'm getting a little too casual. I've been working with our father this year, and he, I've been working with some of the young words. I actually think I met that guy in a duster once. I think he studies with Dad. Father, dang it! Don't tell him.
Explain so many things. I won't tell him. But I really think you guys would be like BFFs, you and Quag. I really do. He's not my favorite person, but I really think that you guys would be friends. I'm trying to be helpful in case it's not coming across.
You can see your brother kind of squints at you and like tilts his head to the side a little bit, and he's like, yeah, thanks. What cabin is he the counselor for?
None. The tech lab.
Okay.
Everybody's favorite cabin, the tech lab.
He pretty much lives there, so it's kind of his own cabin. So I bet there's room if you wanted to move in there. Or you could stay in Yellow Cabin, because like I said, it's literally my favorite one. So.
This is all good to know. Like I said, we don't have to like, it doesn't have to be a whole thing. You're quite popular. You have all these stories and things. I can figure it out.
Okay, I'm a stone's throw away, so if you need any kind of help.
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
All right.
You see your brother put his big hood back up and pull out another different book as he starts reading again.
I turn back to walk back to my table, and I'm thinking my head, I'm like, I don't think he's gonna be all right.
Did we hear any of that conversation? Where did this occur in relation to our table?
He wasn't far, right? Because he headed towards kind of the general area of like young campers who don't know where to be, which is very near to the Yellow Cabin table, since Yellow Cabin used to be for misfits. And yeah, so like you probably go ahead and give me a perception check to see how much of that Buddy clocked.
How much did Buddy want to clock?
I don't know, you tell me.
18!
Yeah, Buddy, you caught a lot of that.
Oh.
Honestly, once Forrest took his hood down, you noticed the similar bone structure between him and Lyndon and got a little distracted thinking about like bones and faces and stuff and found yourself listening to the conversation more than you probably should have.
Great. So as Lyndon's walking back, I'm just gonna kind of like say to everybody at the table very obnoxiously, like, y'all say something.
Wait, like what? What's happening?
I would just like to share with the group. You need to say something.
I think I'm a little distracted looking for Mark.
Oh, Mark is here. Mark is sitting with the Green Cabin kids, with Brock and Roran, no Finn, a couple new campers. Has, like, waved to you when you came in, but did not get up and come over.
Interesting. Okay.
As you all sit here, Penio finds their way over to you all and takes a seat. They pull out honestly a crumpled piece of paper from a bag that they've just shoved things in, and kind of flatten it out. Go, okay, here's the deal. Counselors in training, not necessarily a thing we do super often. We just kind of figured, since you all almost died a couple of times, felt like maybe we should reward that. Also, honestly, like, they kind of look around to make sure none of the other counselors are watching this, and they're like, things have kind of, like, escalated a little bit, right? With, like, Fenella missing, all this stuff. We just, like, the more people who have, like, the ability to do things, the better, right? And so we kind of figured, like, okay, cool. So we sort of, like, and by we, I don't know. They told me that you guys get, like, you get some people, some new young campers yourselves. Like, obviously, in general, you should be, like, good influences and, like, follow all the rules and stuff and be, like, good mentors to, like, all the young people that you meet at camp and stuff. But so we figured Yellow Cabin C, like, I'm the counselor for all of the Yellow Cabins, but Yellow Cabin C is going to be a group of campers who is, like, specifically directed to you all as, like, mentors and, like, kind of your responsibility. Go ahead and give me an insight check, anyone who cares to.
Natural 20.
Hey,
25.
Whoa. All right. Buddy and Azar, you all look at Penio, and you know for sure that you are getting the campers they're worried about. You are absolutely...
I see this as an opportunity for sure.
And they're trying really hard not to say that, and, like, you are definitely getting the campers that they're worried about. Other sort of key players that are in the mess hall right now, I forgot to say. You notice another person who is roughly the age of the counselors who you haven't seen before. She's just, like, super cool hanging out, and seems like maybe there might be a new counselor as well. Just to say, like, to call out that she is also there.
Is Lyra here?
Lyra is here. Lyra is seated sort of... Lyra comes in late, a bit harried, her curly hair kind of wild all over the place, and kind of waves sheepishly and heads over to the counselor table. Yeah, so Penio sitting is like, all right, gang, here's the deal. These are your campers, and it's gonna be great. There's just 4. I think it's, like, pretty manageable. You can, like, each choose your own adventure, or you can all, like, work together with all of them, or whatever. Like, it takes some time to be, like, a good mentor, and, like, obviously failure is a thing that happens, and, like, I'm here to support you all, and, like, but as best as I can, and obviously if you get into trouble or anything, do that. But okay, so there's 4 of them. There's Ziggy Owens, there's Grady Graham Key, there's Jazz Hudson, and Forrest Kennedy.
Kennedy?
Is this, like, a conflict of interest by any chance, Penio? Because I just talked to him, and, like, he seems a little concerned.
it's like camp, so I don't know how like complicated conflicts of interest are, but if you don't want, I can like move him to a different cabin.
No. That would probably be more of a fuss. Never mind. I'll just
Okay.
What do you think about this, Penio? Just a thought. We go out into the woods and we try and find some wolves. And we go out with our 4 mentees. And just, stand by and see what happens.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I already prepped my brother for that idea. That might happen.
Aoife, what do you think of that idea, Aoife?
Yeah, I think it could be a good group bonding experience as long as we have a safety session first and an emotional debrief after.
Penio, which one of us is the best mentor?
Oh, gee, buddy, I don't know yet. I'll have to tell you later.
Oh.
We'll
Well,
have
that's
to see.
useless.
Okay, buddy. Wow, I thought we were friends.
We need someone to lead the charge with the wolves. I was just trying
That's
to find
us.
a
I
natural
do not. I
leader.
don't know that you should really. There are some new rules and stuff. You'll find out during the. There's like a whole thing now, and there
It's
was
the
always a
forbidden
whole thing.
forest
but
now?
it's not forbidden. There's like a line, and like there are some new
Oh,
words.
there's a
and
line
stuff,
now?
and there's a line because it turns out last summer a couple campers kept crossing it.
I wouldn't know who those campers are.
Yeah,
that's
those
Where
red
can I find
cabin-
this line?
It's the
I've
red
never heard of
cabin
that.
kids and their pranks, but it is what it is.
Oh, so it wasn't us?
No, it was absolutely you guys. I'm
Oh,
just trying to be nice.
Oh,
Remember
Where
when
can I
Insightful.
find this line?
insightful.
Well, there's like you'll get a whole speech about it. Don't worry, buddy. It's
What
very
about
clear.
this? What about this? We sneak up on their cabin and attack them.
The yellow you want to attack your campers.
It could instill a sense of vigilance in them.
It was like a fun, welcoming.
What about this? Third time's the charm. We invite them out to the fire pits for a friendly spar.
Make a persuasion check, Azar.
Interesting. Well, I rolled a nat 3, so that's a 10.
Can I help because I'm like enthusiastically nodding?
The only reason I will allow you to help is the fact that Penio is fully a zealous barbarian. So yes, you may help.
All right, roll again.
You re-met each other with a dog pile today.
That's a 22.
Penio's like, you know what? A friendly spar, a lot better than wolves. So this is great. Good
We
job.
can do the wolves next time. Maybe.
We'll build up to it.
Hey,
Maybe we
Halil,
could do,
can I
like-
get an extra rare steak, please?
We could do a single goblin.
I think that is a good place for our bio break. Thank you all so much. We're gonna take a quick bio break. We will be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. So hello and welcome back to the back half of the first episode of Taletraeder Camp for Wayward Adventurers. Thank you all for sticking with us as we all learn how to stream for the first real time. Again, I am your dungeon counselor, Claire, the DM, and let's get back into it. The gang just found out that they have a group of 4 young, impressionable, albeit remedial, perhaps, campers to take under their wings in the form of Yellow Cabin C. Penio leaves you all to your own devices, announcing and reminding you of the welcome that will happen in just a little bit. If there's anything that you guys want to call out and get up to in the meantime.
Do I have time to, walk to the pier with Mark?
Yeah, totally.
If he wants to go, obviously. He'll just,
What do
go
you
through it.
say? What do you say to Mark as he's sort of wrapping up lunch?
I think I just, go over there and say, pier?
What look is Azar trying to convey?
I think she's trying to convey, I'm I'm here for you, and I think you might have some things to talk about.
Mark looks at you with a certain sense of vapidness or inability to read your face and is like, yeah, okay, totally. And gets up and, like, holds your hand and go ahead and make me an insight check.
Five.
Cool. Yeah. You think he totally understands that you guys have to have a serious conversation.
Okay.
You think that he reads you, and he thinks that he reads you, but neither of you are reading the same thing.
Great.
Yeah, you guys head out to the pier. It is kind of the same, a little bit broken down, but absolutely usable pier that you've jumped off and got by many a marrow on accident in the bottom of the lake. But yeah, you guys head out.
Usually my fault. Great. I think I, like, sit down on the end of the pier, like, do the toe dangle.
Totally.
And I'll just say, I mean, you know how I feel about, like, car talk?
Yeah.
But it seems like you had something on your mind on the bus. Like, is there anything you're thinking about?
I was just thinking, or like, I mean, I wasn't really thinking. No.
Can I insight that?
Yeah.
Like, is he lying to me? I really roll like shit on insight. That's a 14. It seems like he believes what he is saying. Okay. Then I think I'll just... And I believe that he believes what he's saying, so... I think at that point I would just be like, oh, okay. Maybe you ate something weird.
It's like, yeah, I do eat a lot of weird... Oh, it's only gonna get worse. Oh, God. He kind of laughs a little bit and is like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna be at the welcome thing tonight. I gotta, take care of a couple things, but you'll have to let me know how it goes.
Oh. Yeah, did you hear that we got a cabin to, like, supervise, kind of?
No, oh my God, tell me everything. And he kind of
Junior
puts his
counselors?
arm under your shoulder, right, because he's shorter than you, so he kind of, like, wraps
Yeah,
his
I
arm
think
around
I
your
have my
shoulder.
arms. I think when I said the thing about his food, his indigestion, I think I, like, put my arm around his shoulder and, like, grabbed my own hand, kind of. Like, a little bit like you'd hold him, like, in a noogie, but...
Yeah, you absolutely just kind of, like, cuddle up a little bit and sit by the pier. He listens to you with, like, rapt attention. The tension itself sort of, like, spreads out and goes away, dissipates.
There's somebody named Jazz? I mean, come on.
He's amped. He's like, it's so wild. Like, Lyndon's brother is here. She has so many siblings. It's gonna be crazy. I bet they're gonna be, like, best friends. That sounds so fun. I wish I had a brother.
Don't you have a brother?
Well, we're kind of fighting, but it's fine.
Oh.
But everybody's kind of mad at it. It's like a whole thing.
I don't know that much about siblings, but I'm really sorry. That seems like it would be stressful.
Yeah, I guess I should say I wish I had a brother I was close to, but they kind of, I don't know. He's
that can
fine.
always change.
It could. He gets a little bit of a faraway look, and kind of changes the subject back to, like, have you met these campers? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah.
I really haven't. Apparently we're gonna get to fight them, but, like, in a chill way. But, like, fight them.
I mean, let me know if you need a hand. I'm always down.
Oh my gosh. I'm really excited. I think
he kind of
could take them with one hit.
He kind of touches your warding bond ring. It's like, always ready to fight with you. In the good way.
Great. I'm still kind of caught up on his, like, thing with his brother. And so I'm kind of doing that thing where I'm, like, rubbing his shoulder, like we're still vibing, but
Yeah.
just doing like a kind of like not like a comforting pat, but just like a hey, I'm sitting next to you and like
Yeah.
tracing your arm a little
An
bit.
intimate touch.
Just a vibe.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Yeah, the two of you hang up at the pier for a while. You eventually make your way back or separate for he heads off before the sort of welcome meeting. What's everybody else getting up to before that meeting?
I have quite a list of people I need to get in contact with now that I'm here. So I'm just going to quickly rattle these off. I need to get in contact with my personal tailor, Renee, because I'm going to need some new armor. The one that I have is not going to cut it, apparently. Apparently chainmail isn't the vibe for
Chainmail is frowned upon for druids. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, so even though, I'm fine with it, I got a little bit of look. So I'm gonna need some custom made armor, and I also need to text my dear bestie, well, bestie is the wrong word. I need to text my good friend that is not necessarily in a relationship with me, Cal. I don't, we haven't, I mean, it's not that we're not in a relationship, it's just not that we're like in a relationship. So I just want to like text him, be like, oh my God, I made it.
Did you
Also my brother's here. Weird.
do you think Lyndon talked to Cal this year?
I think she tried to. I don't know if he would have answered.
Yeah, I think he's not the type that was like texting you every day or anything, but like did answer when you sort of like let him know or said
yeah.
or
I've
a
been-
lot of emoji conversation as well where like you would send 3 emojis and he would send 2 back or whatever.
Yeah. And I've also been keeping him updated on my studies. So no need to discuss that. I just want to like say hey, because I don't think I've seen him in person since last summer, and he said he was coming back to camp, so
Yeah, you shoot Cal. What do you say in your text?
I just say like my brother is here, LMAO, what? And then I send the 2 of the red question mark emojis.
You get back what I can only describe as the emojis of like the tree, the leaf, and some other arboreal emoji with a question mark.
I send a thumbs up. He's saying forest. I understand what he means.
He is not. He goes, which brother?
I send back like 6 tree emojis, and then I say his name literally is Forest.
You get the thumbs up react.
They really had a theme going. And it started to run a little dry. So they went general with his name. And then I'm just gonna say back in YCB, and then I'm gonna send the open-eyed kissy emoji. Everyone's favorite.
You just get a message back that's like, what are you up to tonight?
What's that thing called? Welcome. Welcome meeting. And fighting our campers. Sparring if you want to attend. What are you up to?
You get a like a bow emoji, and then the close eye kiss emoji, and then a bed emoji. Question mark.
Wow. Shooting lit
Lyndon,
in
make me
bed.
an insight check.
No. I'm being opaque. 11.
maybe he's flirting.
You know what? Honestly, though, I haven't taken damage in like at least 2 days, so
It's been a
I'm
while
a-
since he stabbed you.
I'm gonna send the zany emoji, my fave, and then
Cool.
TTYL.
He thumbs up reacts you. Yeah, you message Cal. Renee immediately responds as like, whenever you want to come through the shop, come through. You're a priority customer. Thank you for putting me on the socials.
God, of course. Love Renee. Oh, yes, and then I just want to update my story with me in front of Yellow Cabin B and being like, back at the old haunt.
Go ahead and make me a charisma roll.
All right. 14.
Awesome. Sorry, it's taking a moment to load all of these things. 14, solid post. Nothing really happens. Nothing too much. Lyndon, since this is the first time that you've posted since you've been back, I'm gonna have you make me a wisdom save really quickly.
Okay. 12.
You have this feeling of like, it's been a minute since you've been posting stuff and you really miss the sort of attention that it was getting you. You didn't even get the same kind of thrill from telling these stories to these new young campers. It felt fine.
That makes sense because I did go on like a month-long social media cleanse.
I'm gonna tell you right now, no you didn't.
Oh, never mind.
You tried really hard. You got
I'm
off
telling myself I did. I'm
You-
telling myself I did.
only being on TikTok does not count as a social media cleanse.
It's not one of the big 3, okay? So it does count. Ask Nikki Reed and Ian Somerhalder. Ask them about a social media cleanse. They'll tell you it still counts, even if you post sometimes.
That is exactly what Lyndon did. Yeah, yes. And that is verbatim an argument you had with Cal at one point as well.
Yes, it is. And he probably said, who?
Yep. Similar to my brain. Went, who? Except then I went, yes, that hot guy from Vampire Diaries. Shout out to
And-
Vampire Diaries.
And Rosalie from Twilight. 2 vampires ended up together. Who'd have thought?
Wow.
at
Fangs
that?
out. Fangs up.
I bet they like never role play. It's just like really boring.
Oh, they're fully like the most boring people.
So boring.
Yeah.
They're both like eco-influencers. Anyway.
Eco-influencers. Wow. Well, Ian Somerhalder, when you eventually see this, I'm sorry for not knowing who you were immediately. Anyway, you have that fight with Cal, and you do realize, like, go ahead and roll me a D100.
Okay. My favorite ones to roll. 61.
Over the course of the year that you spent with your sister and you spent posting and all these things, you did start to gain quite a bit of a following. You got another 6,100 followers over the course of the year.
Damn.
So what does that put you at, Lyndon?
I have to do a little math.
I think
That
like
puts-
7,500 or something.
Yeah, roughly around there. Lyndon found a very special book at the end of...
7,700.
Whoa. At the end of last summer called The Influencer's Only Guide. It has been assisting her in her social media journey at only the expense of her autograph, her name, her sweat, and the book's power. What could go wrong? Absolutely nothing. You get on social
No,
media, it goes
nothing.
great. You post a new story at the cabin. You sort of, it's like a middling post. You kind of have the thought of like, man, this is kind of the like, this isn't a fancy cabin. It's not like, you don't get any new followers with your post outside of YCB. But you do get a nice feeling in your heart, that hit of serotonin as you push post. You feel good.
When I notice it not doing superbly, I just want to comment with the hashtag views.
You get one more follower. You can go ahead and add them. It is
Hashtag FYP.
It is Penio. They had not been following you the whole time. They got their new phone and are very excited to follow you now.
Every follower counts.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah, you guys, you know, anybody else want to call out anything as your sort of...
So I'm thinking this summer I would like to be involved in organizing a sports league where you only compete against your own ability and your ability to work as a team. So I will start just going around with a little sign-up sheet and giving my spiel, which is that we will meet once a week and explore different activities to stay in shape without being competitive with each other, like weightlifting or my favorite non-competitive tennis, which is where you and your tennis partner agree ahead of time on like a time limit and a points you want to keep it under. So you like play for 45 minutes and you want to keep it under like 30 points so that you're trying to keep the ball in the air as long as possible. So I'm going to go around explaining this to people and see if I can get people to sign up for my non-competitive sports club.
This is a super important question. Which cabin table are you going to first?
I guess I'll start with Yellow Cabin C. Just kind of reaching out to our new...
Great. Aoife, the first one to take the fact that you have mentees and go meet them, goes to find the Yellow Cabin C kids. After lunch, it's honestly, you guys remember being new. You did head back to the cabin, unpack, and get yourself situated. You had, gotta pull up my little descriptions of these folks. Excuse me. You head up to Yellow Cabin C, knock on the door, and a young woman answers. She has sort of dreads, a couple of beads in her hair, sort of a kind of fresh and femme energy about her. She is hanging out and just kind of like opens the door and looks up at you. She's not too tall. Looks up at you and goes, "Oh, hey."
Hey, I'm Aoife. What's your name?
I'm Jazz.
Hey, Jazz. It's nice to meet you. How have you guys been settling in today?
She looks at you and she's like, fine.
That's awesome to hear. Well, I wanted to see if you guys were interested in joining my new non-competitive sports league where we meet once a week and only compete against our own abilities with activities such as weightlifting and non-competitive tennis.
I don't, wow. She opens the door fully, and you see 3 people sitting in the cabin, like, unpacking stuff. You see Forrest, a young man with a crop of red hair who looks very similar to Lyndon, big hood over his head still. And you see 2 other people, one who is a sort of, like, full kind of, like, colorful outfit, big, like, just big energy coming off of them. I don't know how best to, like, describe this kind of, like, big energy personality. Just, like, a big backwards snap back. Looks like a little bit of a troublemaker, like, brightly colored dyed hair. And, like, fully has already cut the fresh Taletraeder t-shirt that was given to them into a crop top. And they have super big glasses. And then the other person that you see is a sort of, just cranky looking young woman who, like, has a huge bottle, like a huge sweater that is absolutely not hers, does not fit her right, and, like, little shorts on under the sweater. Hair is a full mess on top of her head, and just a huge bottle, and is, like, drinking out of the bottle, staring at you, chugging.
Hey guys, I'm Aoife.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh no! Okay, that's a 10.
Teens are scary. Like, you're getting up there in your teendom, right? Like, how old is Aoife?
Yeah. I seem like 19 at this point.
Yeah. So these are all like 14, 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
Maybe 16, like you're not quite sure, but they are all like very cool seeming, but also not at all. Like, with a 10, you're like, I remember as a teenager, I was very scared of lots of things. And they all just met each other, and this must be a very complicated dynamic.
Well, you know, I will let you guys think about it. And
as I'm running back from the pier to YCB, do I see that Aoife's in this cabin?
Yeah, absolutely. Aoife's like a noticeable enough person, like standing also like in the doorway.
In the doorway?
Like, hello, can I tell you about my non-competitive sports? Like,
hello.
Have you told me about this plan before?
I don't know if I have.
Okay.
you just see Aoife with a clipboard at YCC.
I think I'll just run up to her and like clap her on the back and say, "What's good? We meeting our new friends?"
Yeah, so this is Jazz, and
Hey.
didn't catch everyone else's name yet, but, you know, that's cool. This is my friend Azar.
The person with the neon hair and the huge glasses goes, hi, you have like a lot. There's like a lot going on.
Yeah,
You have
like a lot
big
of talent.
energy.
Yeah, that's the talent.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever you say.
What you got, Aoife? And I'd like to like look over the clipboard and say, "Oh my God, is that your non-competitive sports idea?" And I'll be the first name on that list.
Heck yeah.
I won't do the weightlifting, but I'll do all the other stuff.
No, it's all good. It's all about choosing challenges to set for yourself.
Word.
The girl with
Anybody
the
else?
giant bottle just goes,
Oh.
"Well, I'm sorry, you're telling me that this is like a real thing that you're gonna do is like just hit a ball back and forth with no stakes?"
Have you never... Sorry, go ahead, Aoife. Excuse me.
Oh no, I mean there's stakes, but it's just personal stakes. It's not about seeing the other person as an enemy. It's about winning together.
Honestly. And she like belches. That seems fucking fake.
I would really...
Aoife's just like, I don't know what to say to that, so I don't say anything.
Azar, go ahead and make me an insight check on this group of teens.
My instinct, just to say it as I make this check, my instinct is as she belches to hellish rebuke her, but I know that can't really function that way, and also I suppress it, but
Oh no.
my insight check is a dirty 20.
Okay, here's you look at this room of people and you're like, oh boy. Jazz has like taken a step back and taken a seat and is like actively sort of like fidgeting with something in her hands, and she looks very distracted. You're able to kind of suss some sort of like plant matter that she's working with. Forrest, who you immediately recognize as a Kennedy, is sitting so incredibly straight up and so nervous. Like, Forrest, is, like, from the mumblings that Lyndon has given you about her own family, right, is, like, a young wizard who typically trains with wizards, like, he, like, punches above his weight class in wizarding, right? So, like, this is a young man who does not spend time with people his own age very often. And so he is like, I don't know how to be in this room. Are we doing sports? Are we not doing sports? Is this a cool thing? Is this not a cool thing? And you can see, like, all of these thoughts beating over this young man's head who is saying nothing. And he's, like, staring with the deer in a headlights look. Ziggy, who is the young woman with the giant bottle, has sort of enough presence about her that everyone else in the room is kind of like, are we taking our cues off her? Except Grady, who is the person with the giant glasses, who is, like, already watching this happen and is like, wow, these people are a lot, and is, like, absolutely making what looks like with that, you got a 20, is, like, already putting you on some form of social media.
That's fine. I have no self-esteem issue. Or any self-awareness at all. I'm gonna duck under Aoife's arm in the doorway, and I'm gonna walk in and I'm gonna say, "Here's what's up, kiddos. You can either buy into the Taletraeder experience, and you can get a lot out of it. For example, I septupled my abilities in one summer. But
you septupled them?
if you,
Because that's
I'm
a real
pace-
word? We're gonna go with that?
I'm pacing the floor in the cabin, or
You went inside.
I went inside. I'm inside. I'm pacing inside the cabin.
Ziggy is like,
Unless somebody fights me.
Grady is like,
And here's the other deal. If you don't buy in, you will have the most boring summer on the planet and you will hate it here.
So I just wanted to go ahead and share my post mess hall plan. Because
yes,
we
give
had
it to
a
me,
similar
bud.
idea in the sense that Buddy was thinking about what does Buddy like and what do people like. And so what Buddy did was try to snag as much granola as possible to then head over to the, like, yellow cabin C to then put the granola, like, in the middle of the room and be like, share, and then start talking about and saying aloud verbatim, let me tell you of the wonders of God, dog. So that's where I was going, and I definitely envisioned that happening along the same timeline.
Buddy
as
shows
apparently
up
all
with
this
just,
stuff.
Azar is pacing the room. Buddy shows up with a full arms full of granola.
I'd like to just say I would like my speech and pacing to last approximately 10 minutes.
Ah, interesting,
Um,
interesting.
And then at the conclusion of it, I'll say, well, so what's the deal? You feeling a little shored up? You feeling a little ready to fight?
I think I arrive at the end of this speech.
Aoife, you have also gained 11 temporary hit points from my pacing.
Oh,
I don't know if the campers will as well, but
So they all just made inside checks on what just happened. Everyone is staring at you blankly, except Key, who Grady Key, yeah, who goes by Key, is, you make me a perception check.
interesting. 17.
You feel your phone buzz.
Great.
Key
Can
is
I
sitting
put
there
together
like-
that I've been tagged in an item from that?
I think so.
I'm leaving it in my pocket.
You see them just, like, raise their eyebrow over their glasses. And it's like... And Forrest goes, I'm gonna have you make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh my god.
You're so persuasive. It'll be great.
Okay, I rolled 2 14s.
All right.
See?
Forrest does kind of nod and engage and is like, and you see it kind of flicker. Jazz looks up and like watches this happen. Key obviously filmed the whole thing and perhaps tagged you in something, saying something about it. Ziggy puts down her large bottle, her Coke bottle or whatever it is, who's to say. And Ziggy is 5 feet tall, but says she's 5'1". And stands as straight up as she can and looks up at you and goes, I'm sorry, did you just cast magic on me? You're trying to put magic on me? You think I'm some kind of idiot?
What are you going to do about it?
You can fuck right off. She...
Oh my gosh, does Eva make that face in front of the doorway?
I'm really, at this point, I'm trying to provoke this.
She's gonna... Let me see what she does. She throws the bottle on the ground and walks out of the cabin towards the woods.
Interesting.
She's missing out on granola.
Oh, as she goes, she looks at Buddy standing in the doorway with the granola and is like, the fuck are you? And leaves.
Granola? Granola?
Okay, she can get wrecked in the woods then. You're gonna make fun of my friends? Get out of here.
Can I say that I walked up during this because I was
please.
fully conversing with Renee
Yeah.
over DM on the way back to Yellow Cabin B, and I
You
didn't
got the
realize until I
notification?
walked inside.
Yeah,
that it
you
was
see
empty.
Azar tagged in the thing.
Yes, and then I see that, and I'm like, oh my god.
It's a video.
Because I already followed all 4 of these people. I figured out their handles.
Oh
Somehow.
yeah. Keys is very well known. They do have more followers than you.
The fuck?
But yeah, so you see Azar tagged. It's fully just a rotating series of ridiculous filters.
Oh my god. So like the ones where it like puts like fire coming out of your head.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it goes. It's like new counselor, fake magic.
What? Okay, yeah, I'm walking over and I just walk in with my phone. I'm like, Azar, what is happening here?
I gave my inspiring speech. And then some coward made fun of Bunny and left.
You see Key for the first time stands up and walks over and is like, oh my god. Oh my god. You're amazing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you look just as good in person. This is amazing. Your skin.
Isn't it like radiant?
It's stupid.
Thank you. Oh my god, so you know me. I'm Lyndon. What is your name?
Yeah, I'm Key.
Key? Okay.
Oh my god.
That's a sick name.
Thank you, I chose it myself.
This is my brother. So you should be friends.
Oh my god,
with
I didn't
him.
even recognize. Oh my god.
Welcome to Taletraeder. And then I stand next to Buddy and I start eating granola.
This is happening without any hesitation from Buddy.
Azar, you get a message cantrip from Forrest that just goes, I thought it was a good speech.
I let my composure break a little bit into a little smile.
Aoife, when no one is looking, Jazz very casually gets up, writes her name on the thing, says nothing to you, and walks out of the cabin towards the
notice?
woods. You see, yeah, she just says nothing to you. She just, like, takes it from you. As everybody's, like, being very dramatic, she's, like, signs it with the A in her name is a little star into the Z's.
Okay.
Iconic.
I think Aoife would be charmed by that.
So cute.
Yeah, and she heads off towards the woods as well. As she goes, Buddy, she just a fistful of granola, opens her mouth very wide, and puts it all in at once. As she walks away from you, also says nothing.
Oh,
See,
I
Buddy,
definitely
people
think Buddy,
love
like,
granola.
approves. Exactly. Everybody loves granola. Buddy says that out loud and also just gives the nod of approval. And then proceeds to ask all of our lovely counselors in training, being like, do you think that raccoon's gonna find them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit.
Wait.
Meanwhile, I was like, they're not gonna get in a fist fight with me, but they're gonna go wander into the woods. Okay.
Forrest is like, raccoon?
I think we should maybe go find Ziggy.
Yeah, if you ever see a raccoon, though, Forrest, let me know. I really want to talk with it.
I'm sorry. It's
awesome.
clear that you probably know my name because of, you know, my physical appearance and my background and whatnot. Who did you say you are?
Huh?
I am Forrest Kennedy. Who are you?
I'm Buddy of God Dog. Hello.
Thank you.
Buddy's the best. Buddy is the best. Everyone here is the best.
Would you like some granola?
Buddy always brings the snacks.
At the risk of sounding impolite, I'm not particularly moved by the idea of eating loose granola from your hands.
Okay, all right, hold on. No. Buddy is just like thrown by this idea, and then again, looking around the room, starts like in disbelief, being like, this kid doesn't fuck with granola. Shout out Slash Summer.
I'm
What's up?
so proud of him.
Key goes, I'm sorry, could you repeat that? Those words coming out of your mouth is kind of hilarious.
I don't understand.
Say it again.
Okay, we're not capitalizing on this. I think we should go find Ziggy.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. They don't even know about the lion in the forest because we haven't
Nope,
had
they
that
don't.
conversation yet.
There's a line and
Yeah, I
you
haven't
see
seen
Forrest
it yet.
Forrest and Key are like, what?
Let's just say the woods are not the friendliest place, and it is getting to be late afternoon, and we don't have a ton of time before the welcome wagon. So I think we should go find Ziggy and her attitude aura.
So, like, do you guys mind if I go with you?
Oh my god, please come with
Sure.
us.
Yeah,
Let's go.
just stick with us because we also have to find Jazz, and there's only 4 of us, and so if we lose another person, you know, just stay close.
Buddy
Amazing, yeah, for
system.
sure.
Buddy
The
system.
The buddy system.
Shout out to the person in the chat who just told you to forget about Ziggy. Terrible counselors in training.
You know, that was my instinct, and then I sat there thinking about getting mauled by Bone Daddy last year, and how I don't want that to happen to someone with only 10 hit points.
Oh no!
Amazing. Yeah, you guys have this moment of like, we could leave her,
But
but you did just get one job, which was be good mentors to these children. Amazing.
Yeah, so we gotta teach them a lesson.
So as you sort of hear this, Key kind of looks at all of you and is like, okay, so just to be clear as we go, like, if everybody could like get me their socials, and if you don't want to be tagged, that's totally fine. If you have any sort of media release, let me know. I just want to be like super clear about like what is okay to post and what isn't okay to post. I'm like all about making sure that everybody's like feeling safe and okay. By the way, Azar, I did post one post of you already, but like it's a freebie of like getting you a lot more followers and stuff, so it should hopefully be super helpful.
what's a media release?
Okay, I'm out the door.
You see they follow you, and Lyndon, you notice your brother sort of seated as the last person left in Yellow Cabin C as all your pals head out to the woods.
Like, come on, kiddo. I'm like trying to be like a cool older sister, which is not a role I usually am present to take. So it's not working very well, I don't think.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
All right. Well, this can't be too good because I rolled a 3 on the dice. That's gonna be a 7.
Your brother waits for the last person other than you to sort of clear the entryway to the cabin and sort of stands up and goes, Lyndon, I would prefer to not go into the very dangerous woods that your friends just said are very dangerous.
Okay, they're not like unhandleably dangerous, and I feel like you're probably more well equipped than the other people in your cabin. Like, don't tell them I said that, but like you're definitely smarter than me, so
That's true.
also, and then I pull out my flail a little sloppily. I have this if anyone tries to cause any funny business, okay?
I have, Mom gave me this. He pulls out a knife, like a fold-out knife that is way too big for him to be able to deal with.
Oh my god.
And he goes, Mom gave me this. Is this...
Why would she give that to you?
Well, she said
What the fuck?
it was hers, I guess.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
It
Do you
says
know how to
Kennedy
use
on it. It's got a big K. I do
That's
not
true.
know how to use this. No, I
Stab
am in
me
fact
with
a
it.
transmutation wizard. I could maybe turn it into something that I could use.
Stab me. Stab me. Stab me. I'm asking you.
Lyndon, make an intimidate check with advantage.
Okay. I can't let you go into the woods without stabbing anything.
What
for
is
practice.
happening?
14.
Your brother, in this moment of you, like, screaming at him, and your whole life has been, like, told that these are not the vibes that you're supposed to have in the world, just goes, okay, and covers his eyes and just, like, shoves the knife out. On a 22 attack roll, he does hit you. He does hit you, and you take 4 points of damage as your brother stabs you.
All right.
He fully leaves the knife in, lets go of it, opens his eyes, and goes, "Oh my goodness."
That was a really solid start.
Oh my goodness.
Don't apologize.
Oh no.
Don't apologize. No, this is exactly right.
He goes very, very pale and, like, steels himself to not pass out, does not pass out, and goes, Lyndon, I don't,
See, just like breathe so I'm still breathing. The key is you can't let go of the knife once it's in someone, because then if I was a bad guy, I could just steal your knife.
You just pulled the knife out of your body. You're not supposed to pull it out. You're supposed to leave it in so that you don't bleed. Oh my god.
Oh, come on. I'll be fine. If you're ever using this in self-defense, you're going to want them to bleed out, so definitely pull it out. But I'll be fine. And I hand it back to... I wipe it off on my leggings.
I'm glad you did. He was fully just gonna shut it and put it back.
No, I wiped it off.
He just
I'm
shuts
wearing
it,
black
and
leggings.
puts it on a little belt clip on his, like, khaki pants, and goes,
Now you're ready for anything.
I do not think that is true, but I am afraid of what will happen if I do not agree.
Hey, I'm a counselor. I'm wise.
You are a counselor in training, and I am curious about what that training has been.
It's day 1.
I will go with you on the condition that I do not need to stab anyone.
No, unless you are assaulted by a monster.
Consider
But-
if you would stab them if that happened.
I could do that.
I will probably be dead if that happens.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Not on my watch.
You see, like, the first smirk of a smile, and he's like, right, well, my new cabin mates are in the woods.
Means we gotta go to the woods.
Right.
I have one advice for you, other than not letting go of your knife once it's
You
in
just
someone.
gave me a lot of advice.
I have one more piece of advice. You gotta move in packs around here. Like, it's best if you stay in a little squad. And your squad doesn't have to be your cabin. It can be anyone. Just, like, I highly recommend it. Because it makes any encounters so much more fun.
Okay, and by
And less
encounters,
scary.
you mean, and the two of you head out of YCC. Your brother looking honestly more pale than you, and he didn't bleed at all.
That's how siblings work.
You
Just stab each other.
yeah, you run, you check in, you catch up with your buddy system, featuring Buddy, and find one another in the outskirts of the woods. It's not that you've gone too far in yet. You had a moment to kind of run and catch up. What are you all doing to find these youths?
Do I have a sense of like how far they possibly could have gotten?
No check necessary. It's only been a couple minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I do like a nature check to look for?
Yeah, I was gonna say if anybody wants to do a nature or a survival check. Also, I'm just gonna go ahead and say right now for the viewers and or watchers later, this is absolutely a we tell stories first, we do crunchy rules second style D&D thing. So if I'm doing a bunch of stuff wrong, please don't at me. Because I know that there are rules around survival checks and nature checks and tracking people and all of these things, and I don't want to look them up right now.
That was a natural
I don't know them
7.
either, so you can at me if you want to, but don't at Claire. I got a 10 on my nature.
Amazing.
I got an 11.
Oh, I got a natural 1 on my survival. But if we take this as nature, I got a 0. So who do I find? Everyone
You walk
unharmed.
backwards by accident. You don't even notice you're walking backwards. It just happens.
Yeah, all of you have a rough time. You get pretty deep into the woods as you sort of realize, like, did they go in the same direction? Did they go in different directions? Azar with the highest of an 11. You kind of are the first person to be like,
Maybe not.
it's been a minute since we've been in these woods. We're not lost, but we're not trackers. None of us are like you have a moment where you miss your old roommate Ranger Mika, but like it definitely is this sort of
Question.
yes.
Can I cast clairvoyance on like her backpack or on her water bottle or Coke bottle or whatever she has with her that I know?
She did throw the Coke bottle on the floor, but you could.
Oh, right.
Let me.
Her shirt.
Can you read me the spell?
You create an invisible sensor within range, which is a mile, in a location familiar to you, a place you have seen before, or in an obvious location that's unfamiliar. The sensor remains in place for the duration and can't be attacked or otherwise interacted with.
I feel as though scrying is the spell you're looking for, given that like a sweater is not a place necessarily. If you want to cast clairvoyance and sort of, oh yeah, and I guess you can't really pilot it.
No.
But go ahead and give me like, give me another sort of nature.
Nature is definitely...
Or history, I guess, is also...
They're all the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
That's a 14.
You think back to your time, the first couple of days that you were at camp a couple years ago, venturing out into the woods, and kind of having that moment of like, there are sort of a couple of little outpost options of places that you've been, right? There was sort of that, like, little field of mushrooms. There's sort of like a little grove of like particularly good climbing trees. Like there are a couple options if you wanted to like run the risk and try using clairvoyance in a specific location of those. But I will tell you, like, we'll roll for it and you might see them and you might not, depending on where you pick.
Like the mushroom grove is pretty far in, right?
It is, yeah. Does anybody else have any shenaniganery to try to find them?
Yeah, I'm thinking like we like DM them on a social and hope that their phones chime. So I'm gonna do that. I will DM them on what do we have their handles for, Lyndon? Insta?
Mhm.
Okay. Great. So I'll get those handles from Lyndon and try DMing and being like, I'll just type, "Hey, it's Aoife," and see if I hear any dings in the woods.
Awesome. Go ahead and make me 2 luck checks. I like to imagine that the kids...
Okay, 19 and 8.
Amazing. Yeah. You do hear one chime off in the distance, so you have kind of a heading and a direction to go in. And you guys start trucking in that direction. Are you walking? Are you stealthing? Are you doing any sort of like anything specific?
I'm personally walking up a tree to get a better vantage point because I'm wearing my Adidas slides of spider climbing. Shout out to Renee.
At Renee Taylor's.
At Renee Taylor's. So I would like to walk up the tallest tree that I can see so I can
go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage.
All right.
Head right up those trees. Aoife, you're sort of leading the group in a general direction as Lyndon is being like full Spider Woman climbing up to like get a sort of heads up vantage.
I did not roll well. I got an 11 with advantage.
Cool. Yeah, you see, like, you do kind of see a little clearing that they might be in. But yeah, it's, you know, Aoife's got the heading. You kind of have, like, a rough distance. Yeah, you guys you head that way. Is anybody doing anything special before you show up? Cool.
No.
Cool. You guys head into sort of just, like, a little bit of a clearing in the woods. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh my gosh, 24.
7.
20.
Oh
Nat
my God.
20.
Holy cats. All right, gang.
Finally, we are done with the lack of perceiving.
There they are. All right. You see in the middle of the circle, sort of in the middle of this, not circle, but like this little clearing, you see both Jazz and Ziggy standing, kind of looking at these like what look like a tattered piece of maybe parchment or a scroll of some kind. Buddy, with your nat 20, you see like a faint glow in their eyes as they're like looking at these scrolls. Or actually, everybody with above a 20 sees that. Buddy, with your nat 20, you see tucked off, making her way towards them in the middle of this clearing, is Shy, who you recognize as a full succubus who has been to Lyndon's CrossFit and disappeared after that.
Oh my
Damn it.
God.
Okay.
Not that I notice. I'm
Glad
still
we
in
brought-
a tree.
Glad we brought our team with us of campers.
You hear your brother Forrest go, Lyndon, this doesn't look good.
I jump out of the tree.
He's like, Lyndon!
What's up? What's up? What's up? Stabbing time? Round 2? Time for round 2? And then I see her, I think. And then I would... Oh my god.
Kind of looks at you and goes, "What's wrong?"
Oh, we know her.
Is she another counselor?
No, she's more of an interloper, if you will.
Ugh.
She showed up to one of my CrossFit classes, and then all her friends tried to kill us, but we took care of them, but she got away. And I don't know what she wants from us. But
Well,
I'd recommend staying behind one of us.
Key on their phone looks up and goes, "Doesn't really look like she wants anything from you."
Okay, let's ask her what she wants.
So we still have no beat on Ziggy, or...
Oh, they're both there. Both Ziggy and Jazz are there looking at these, like, weird, like,
Looking at the
scrolls.
And it's just Shy who's...
Just Shy. The only other person that you see is Shy.
And Shy is with them or off to the side?
Shy is walking toward them.
Okay.
Some
I
big
think we
grown
should go-
energy.
Go get these kids.
Flail in hand, I'm just gonna stand waiting, staring at her.
So you are walking out, not trying to hide, getting out in the clearing.
I want to get in front of, between the kids and Shy.
Oh, what a good instinct. That didn't cross my mind.
Yeah, I would not try to hide. I would try to...
I just want to, like, I want to walk
Intimidate.
out from the side, basically, to, like, intercept
All right.
and
So-
stand in the way.
Here
Azar
come
and
the-
Linden.
For better or for worse.
I'll go with Azar as well. That's a good idea.
Amazing. Buddy, you see Azar, Linden, and Aoife running up the side to fully body block between Shy and the campers. What are you doing?
Well, I didn't say this explicitly, but I was definitely carrying my granola, so I definitely big like, ugh, and then put the granola down. And then I will start walking towards my friends. I wouldn't say that we definitely go the same route, though. I'd probably go more towards the kiddos in the middle rather than like between, right? So if it's like kids, succubus, them, I'd probably go more of like the, oh look, and then like up and in.
Amazing. You hear, Linden, as you start to book it with your pals, you hear your brother go, "Linden, is,
Yeah?
never mind." And you hear Key go, "Don't worry, I'll get it all for socials." And that is where we're gonna end our session.
Ooh!
Wait, I totally left those kids behind. Like the other two.
No,
Oh well,
they
too late now.
Wait, what? They came with us, didn't they?
Yeah.
with us.
Did they?
But
Okay.
they're standing by them. They're
Ugh.
standing like away from you guys. Yeah, that's where we're gonna end our session.
Okay.
We will
Let's shrug.
start next week rolling initiative.
High
And
fave.
getting into it. Yeah, so obviously again this is Taletraeder Camp for Wayward Adventurers. I have been your your dungeon counselor at Claire the DM. You can find me on all socials, not TikTok, sorry. And Corson, is there anything you want to plug?
Not really. I'm also on Twitch. I'm at Vindictive Jukebox and also at Vindictive Jukebox on Instagram. So
Amazing. Katie?
I can plug our little things in the chat. Too.
Amazing. Awesome.
Oh yeah, I am at Kaysur everywhere. That's KAYSUR, and there's an underscore afterwards. There's my bio.
Amazing. Zan?
My Instagram is dedicated to indie makeup, so I guess chat me if you're interested, but not really relevant.
I love it. Allie, is there anything you want to plug?
No, I'm social media less. Or I'd
Amazing.
like to.
You
have
have
think
to
so.
watch. You have to watch our show to get
This
your
is
weekly Allie. Very, very, very worth it. Thank you all so much for watching.